Some books have the power to change your perspective and teach you a deeper meaning about the world. This was definitely the case for this novel. The Unsettling of America Culture and Agriculture by Wendell Berry discusses the cultural context of agribusiness and the many ethical issues that surround the industry. Originally published in 1977, this novel was ahead of its time while advocating for a more sustainable world. I recommend this novel to anyone trying to learn more about sustainability and the historical context of agribusiness. Berry's environmentalist approach to agribusiness is revolutionary for his time and discusses our personal responsibility to take action in ways modern society needs to transform in order to take care of our world. Early on in the book, Berry discusses the issues that have surrounded America since the very beginning: the exploitation and ill treatment of workers. He stresses the importance of the historical context of this work because it shows how deeply rooted our history is with the exploitation and to show how important our history is in relation to land. As the corporate revolution has invaded farmlands and pushed people out of their homes, this conversation is more important than ever. Berry writes about the exploitations of target groups on behalf of those in power. He writes, the only escape from this destiny and victimization has been to succeed, that is, to make it, into the class of exploiters, and then to remain so specialized and so mobile as to be unconscious of the effects of one's livelihood. Though social mobility is possible, the illusion of becoming in power as being the solution to the issues of a capitalistic society is false. Berry draws similarities between corporate colonialism as domestic colonialism. Corporations convert productive farm, forest, and grazing lands into strip mines. Using these lands benefit the powerful while harming the majority. Similar to what we see in today's society, just 100 companies have been identified as accountable for more than 70% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions. Berry moves on to make the connection between the ecological crisis and a crisis of character. While discussing this issue, he writes that in our society, it wouldn't be surprising to find out that a conservationalist invests in strip mining companies. In a society where we value our own mobilization over the good of the country, we are polarized into environmental saints and sinners. Individuals see their destructiveness as a necessary reality rather than something that needs to change, stating, how can people be moral when they are not expected to be moral in matters of consumption and production? This stress on individual responsibility is a theme throughout the book. As stated by Barry, if change is to come, then it will have to come from the outside. It will have to come from the margins. These aspects of the book really resonated with me the most. Though I found this book to be extremely interesting, I found it to be a bit of a tough read. As a book written over 4 decades ago, it is outdated in the sense that things have gotten significantly worse. The similarities between our present issues and the issues environmentalists fought for in the 70s are endless. As I said before, just 100 companies have been identified as accountable for more than 70% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions. Similarly to what was discussed in the book by Barry, it's the people in power that we are having a problem with. It's not as much the individual perspective. So, as a society, we need to hold those in power responsible for the impact that they're leaving on the earth. Most of my criticisms with this book involve some of the outdated references. For example, using the word Indian when referring to Native Americans when the book was published in the 20th century left a sour taste in my mouth. Additionally, he writes that suicides occur in industrialized settings because cities cause despair rather than attributing this to mental health or genetics. For this reason, I found the book in need of some much needed updates. On the other hand, this book is revolutionary in many ways. His argument about holding those in power accountable seems more timely today than ever. This book's focus on the societal issues that need to transform in order to create a more sustainable future rings true in 2020. Though there are some outdated references in the book, I believe this book's message has really resonated with me because I understand the impact each of us have on the world is important. I really did thoroughly enjoy learning more about this topic. I had never looked at agribusiness from the perspective of colonialism, and so it was very interesting to learn more about this issue. And I really do recommend this to people trying to get more educated on the historical context of agribusiness, as this is something that you really cannot learn enough about. We really do need to work towards a more sustainable future, and the first step of that is educating others. So I really hope that this book does stay in the curriculum because I did think it was really gave me a new perspective on a lot of issues.